Hello my loves and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, just welcome. In general, today I'm filming another book haul. So if you watched my last upload, which was a book haul, this one right here, you would know that I have tons of books to haul, and I mentioned in that video that I was going to film a part 2 because I just have so many. That's what we're doing. But I will just let you know that there is going to be a part 3. Yeah, there's a lot of books. So I was going to film like my fantasy and historical romance video today, but I've decided to do the other half of just contemporary dark romance instead, because these books have come in over the past week and oh my god, I'm obsessed and I want to film it right now so I can rip apart my bookshelf and put my bookshelf back together. A lot of you have asked since my last book haul to do a bookshelf tour. Now I'm not going to do that until I fill the entire wall. So that is my goal, to have that whole wall where my bookshelf is in this room to be covered with books. And once the whole wall is filled with shelves and new books, then I will film a new bookshelf tour. But until then, you're just gonna have to wait, you know. There's no time frame with that. But the way that I'm going right now with all the new books that I've recently purchased and also that have been sent to me, I'm not far off, okay? I'm not far off. So as I said, this haul is all dark romance, contemporary romance, and a lot of the books that I'm going to show you are like Mafia, books that I've recommended that I now have in paperback form, and some of my favorites, but I also have a lot of new ones. So I'm super excited to film this video because, bitch, there is so many good books here. And the covers are just divine. So because this is going to be a big fucking haul, let's get into it. In my last haul, I featured these Monstrous Ties by KV Rose. Well, I've got the rest of the series right here. So we've got the second book, which is Pray for Scars, which is covered in fingerprints because I just read it this week. And then we have The Cruelest Chaos, which looks like this, with a bookmark in it because I'm currently reading it. And then we have the fourth book, which is Boy of Ruin, and I cannot wait to read this book because it's about my favorite character in this series. So I'm currently reading this and I am obsessed. Honestly, it is so good. Oh my god, it's so good. If you like dark romances, if you like secret societies, cult related kind of themes in romances, if you're a dark romance queen, this series is for you. There is trigger warnings when it comes to this series. It's one of the darkest things I've ever read. It's twisted and I fucking love it. I will be talking about it very soon, but it's really exciting that I have the whole series and I'm currently reading this one. I've read 3 books in a week and it's just been such a good time. KV Rose is such a good author. I attempted a few months ago reading some of her books and wasn't successful. I ended up DNFing them. But then I decided to try them again now that I have the paperbacks and I'm obsessed. It's so funny because sometimes you aren't in the mood for certain books. You really aren't. And instead of like DNFing it, you know, throwing it to the side, you should always just have it on your TBR to return to because you never know. You never know. I thought I wasn't going to get into this, but bitch, the timing just wasn't right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Next up, we have the novella, The Truth About Us by B. Celeste. So this is the third book, well, it's a novella, to The Truth About Heartbreak and The Truth About Tomorrow. I didn't own the novella, now I do. So this is just like a recap of the couples and kind of goes into the future to see where they're at in their relationships. Love this series. It's really taboo, really, really good. Then we have A Vow of Hate by Lila James. Now, I do believe that this is a different cover than what I had seen online. I have read this book. It was really good. It's an age gap, arranged marriage, enemies to lovers situation. At the time, it wasn't really hitting the spot for me, but I wouldn't mind rereading it. I just feel like at that time when I was trying to get into this, when I was trying to read this, my mind just wasn't connected to any book that I was reading. So I wouldn't mind rereading this in the future. And now I own the paperback, so babe, I can. Speaking of Lila, we have her Mafia and His Angel series. So this was originally a Wattpad book, I believe. It's about the Russian Mafia, and then it blew up and now Lila is a proper author, and this was published by a publishing company, so that's super exciting. So we got The Mafia and His Angel, which is the first book, The Mafia and His Angel Part 2, and then Part 3. Then you have the extension of that series, which is about Victor, and you meet him in the first 3 books. So you've got The Mafia and His Obsession, Part 1 and Part 2. This is one of the most darkest things I've ever read in my entire life, okay? It's like, I spat everywhere, but it's super dark. Like, hella trigger warnings when it comes to sexual assault, molestation, child abuse, human trafficking, that type of stuff. I swear to God, any time that I read Russian mafia books, it's about the most fucked up shit in the world. But anyway, this is hectic. It's set in America and Moscow as well. So if you like that with your mafia books, especially if you're reading Russian mafia books, this is where it's at. Then we've got Twisted Cravings. Now, I do believe the rest of these are going to be arriving this week. So maybe I'll show them in the next haul. But yes, so this is the final installment of the Kimora Chronicles. I loved this book. It's not my favorite out of the series. I did really enjoy it, but it was super different to what I was expecting. Sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes that's a bad thing. And the cover isn't my favorite, to be honest, but I want to have the paperbacks of this series, and the person who sent these to me knows that I want to have the paperbacks of this series because it is one of my favorite series of all time. Moving on. I've got Den of Vipers, baby. The Big Bad Book of Smut. Mafia book porn. Right here, bitch. Right here. Loved this book. I know it's a little bit overhyped, but if you haven't read this, I do suggest it. If you like dark romance, if you like mafia, if you like heavy plots with smut, but not intricate plots, this is where you want to go if you're looking for it, yeah? And I cannot wait to stick this on my bookshelf. Like, it's just gorge. Love ya. K.A. Knight. I was really in this book. I really was. We've got the Hidden Truths duet by Kay Webster and Nikki Ash. Now, I recently recommended this in my last Mafia recommendation video. It was some of my favorite Mafia books I've ever read. It's about the Greek Mafia. It's an arranged marriage, age gap, enemies to lovers, and bitch, it is so good. It is so good. And this heroine is a boss ass bitch. And the covers are super fucking cute. Guys, I am so excited to pull down all my books and redo it. It's going to be full. You don't understand. It's going to be full. Then we have here some Rena Kent. So we have The Reign of a King and The Rise of a Queen, which I actually have read these. Age gap, daddy kink, kind of like secret society, rich people set in the UK. Really good, really good. If you like Rena Kent's other series, I forgot what it's called. What is it? Like the Elite Club or something like that. You'll love this. It's actually about characters that you meet in that series. It's about his dad. Yeah, bitch. It's about him. It was good. I read this at the start of the year, and now I have it. Now I have it in paperback form, and I can visit it whenever I want. I could just be like, hey, you, Jonathan. That's his name. Jonathan. Jonathan is something else. He's something else. I'm not gonna lie, if I had a Jonathan, life would be different. I have this duet from Rena Kent, which I haven't read. So this one here is All the Lies. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm excited. And part 2 of this duet, All the Truths. Again, no idea what this is about, but I'm excited. Okay, so now that I have all these paperbacks, I've been reading paperbacks. Like, I've read Kay v. Rose's series this week. I'm reading so much faster while I'm reading paperbacks at the moment, and I don't know how that makes sense. But there's just something about a paperback. I fully think I have converted. I haven't read an ebook in so long. Like, honestly, I have not read an ebook in so long. My so long means like 2 weeks. But seriously, I haven't read one in ages. I think I've fully converted to paperbacks, which I'm excited about, but then also not, because that means I need to spend money on paperbacks, even though I already do. Even more so. Next up, this is The Devil's Lair, which is one of my favorite Russian Mafia books I've read. Oh, so good. I have recommended this. I've spoken about it already on my channel. And part 2, The Angel's Cage, which I haven't read yet, and I'm so excited. These books are stunning. This motherfucker on the front, Nikolai is doing things to me. Well, he was doing things to me when I was reading this. So good. If you haven't read this, it's so good. It's about this girl who's on the run, and then she ends up applying for like this nanny position, and when she rocks up for the interview, she realizes like bad idea, red flags, because it's out in the middle of nowhere. There's this massive mansion that has like a fortress around it, guards with guns and stuff, and then when she sits down for the interview, she realizes Nikolai is a Russian mobster. Yes. Yes. Could you imagine being a nanny for a Russian mobster, please? It would be terrifying, but also like, yeah. This is one of the most hyped up reads right now, and I've had it on my TBR for a while, so I'm so glad to actually have it paperback form. And I'm super excited because if you know me, I am secretly a witchy poo bitch. I love Wicca. I love anything witch related. I read my own tarots. I'm very much into all that. So I've heard that all of that is very much a part of this book, which makes me super excited to dive into it. So this is Gothicana. Oh my god, I'm so excited. And the like formatting of this book, yes. So it's like a gothic dark romance, like at a school, I think. I don't really know much about it, but apparently this is insanely good, and I have it in my hands, and I cannot wait to read it. Then we have Santi Diabole by Amo Jones, part 2. Now I own both of them. I own the complete collection of the Elite Kings Club, except for Ruined Castles, which she hasn't written yet. And I love this paperback. I honestly think it's one of the most stunning paperbacks I've ever seen in my entire life. This is Amo's best paperback. I've said it. I love it so much. And even like the formatting in here is stunning, darling. Stunning. Now, this is a part of a series, so if you haven't read the series, then you should not read this just as a standalone. Okay, you need to read the whole thing. So many people ask me all the time, can I read it as a standalone? No. Especially not this series. This series is complex, it's complicated, it's confusing. You need to read every book, and you need to pay attention and write notes. You need to document what the fuck you read, because at one stage you're going to be like, what does this all mean? You're not going to know. You're going to panic, and you're going to be like, bitch, I don't understand this. And then at the end, everything ties together in a big bow. And it all starts clicking, and it all makes sense. And I loved this book. Saint and Brantley are one of my favorite couples I've ever read. My Penelope Douglas collection is now complete, and I am so excited to own Trist 6 Venom. I thought it was Trist, but apparently it's Trist. Anyway, each to their own. I'm gonna say Trist, because I can't say Trist. Well, I can say Trist, but it's a bit of a tongue twister for me. So this is Penelope's recent female school dark romance. And I have done a reading vlog about this, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it. It was really good. Not my favorite from Pen. Credence still is #1 for me. Credence, a birthday girl. But this was really good, especially for my first female romance. Like, are you kidding, bitch? I was in this. Then we have the Devil's Night series by Pen Dougie as well. So that's what I mean when I say like the whole collection is complete. This is strange because she changed her covers, and I was expecting to get like all the new covers, but Corrupt came with the old covers, which I'm thankful for, because I love the old covers better than the new covers. So Corrupt is the old cover, but then Hideaway came with the new cover, which I don't mind because the rest of them came with the old covers. So then we got Kill Switch, which is my favorite out of the series, and then Nightfall, which is my least favorite in the series. So this series is interesting, right? Some people love it, some people hate it. It's definitely one of those series where you're either gonna love it or hate it. It is dark. If I could tell you what this kind of reminds me of, or it's similar, the Elite Kings Club from Amo Jones, or even KV Rose's stuff, It's definitely like a dark romance, secret society type of thing. But this is like the original in my mind. And there's just something different about Pen's version of these types of worlds. And I love the characters, especially Damon and Winter, bitch. And Michael and Rika. They hit different. What's next? Oh, this I'm excited about. Again, I'm filming at the wrong time of the day and the sun's in my eyes. But this is the Filthy Rich American series by Nikki Sloan, which I've had on my TBR forever. I did DNF the initiation last year, but I want to revisit it again because I've been told that this series is fucking crazy. And I'm so excited to read it. So the first book is The Initiation. And they're quite decent sized books as well, so they're not intimidating. Whereas Penelope Douglas's books are fucking huge, always. I don't understand why, but they're always massive. Nikki's aren't as big and they're not as intimidating, so I'll chew through these really quick. The Obsession, The Deception, The Redemption. I have no idea what this series is about, but apparently it's epic and it's super crazy. I think it's like, you know, rich secret society. I think so. I could be wrong. And I'm pretty sure they're age gaps as well. And I'm not even sure if they're companion novels or if it's just about one couple through 4 books. I don't know, but we'll visit that. We'll visit that soon. Okay. I'm so excited to have these books because T.L. Swan is one of my favorite authors of all time. You guys know this. I've done like an author video on her. I've recommended so many of her books. So I've got a lot of them. First off, we got The Stopover, which is such a good book. Age gap, billionaire, businessman, they have a one-night stand. Then we've got The Takeover, which is about his brother. This is an older woman, younger guy situation. Enemies to lovers. It's so good. This is hilarious too. This has such good banter and it's just fucking funny. I was lolling so hard when I read this. Then we have Mr. Spencer, which is an age gap billionaire type of romance. And this again is one of the funniest books I've ever read. Then we have The Italian, which is secretly a mafia book set in Italy. This was my first like mafia read, which like made me fall in love with the genre, like the subgenre. And I love this book. I love this book. It's a bit more soft. Well, it is still very heavy mafia, but it's just not as dark, I want to say. And it's so good, man. You really need to read it. Then we have Mr. Masters, which is my favorite age gap book of all time. So this is a nanny trope. Yes, bitch. This motherfucker gets with his nanny. This is also really, really funny. Then we have her most recent release, which is Mr. Garcia. Bitch, I loved this book. I'll talk about it soon. But look at this motherfucker. Look at them. Look at him. Stop it. We are like polar opposites, bitch. Literally. We would make the best babies. Imagine mixing ours together. We would have beautiful babies. I'm talking to a man on a book cover that doesn't exist. I should go to therapy. Then I have the entire, is it the entire? Yes. The entire Ashes and Embers series from Carrie & Cole. So Carrie & Cole is one of my favorite authors of all time. I'm not into Rockstar romances, but this series hits different, baby. If you haven't read this, it's one of my favorites. I want to talk about it soon in a video. So the first one we got is Storm, and these are also really good sized books as well. They're not too intimidating, they're not too chunky. You're not going to look at it and be like, bitch, do I even have time to read that? No, they're so good, you'll chew it within a day. Loving Storm, which is a novella. Vandal, this is a dark romance. Lucas, age gap with an older woman. Talon, which is my favorite book in the whole fucking series. This is like a arranged marriage type of trope. And Asher, which I have started but I haven't completed, and I'm so happy that I have him in person, because I reckon I'll chew through it faster than ever now that I have the paperback. So I'm so excited to have that because that series is fucking phenomenal. No one talks about it enough. I think people are like, I don't know, hesitant to read it because it's like a Rockstar romance, but Carrie does it well, babe. She doesn't do it cheesy. Rockstar romances are easy to make cheesy. Wow, easy to make cheesy. Okay, so we're on to the last books for this video, and then we'll do a part 3. So just keep in mind, this month is pretty much all book hauls. And in the background, I'm reading, bitch. I'm reading a lot, and I've planned some dope videos that are coming very soon. Like, so next month, we're gonna have some banging recommendations. You wait. So this is from A. Zavarelli, So this is the Boston Underworld series, and this is about the Irish Mafia. Now, I don't believe that these are in order, but whatever. So the first book we got is Crow. Damn. Reaper, which is my favorite. Oh my god. Honestly, my favorite is Reaper. Look at him. Stop. Ghost, who's a Russian man. He's a bit steam-worthy, isn't he? Aren't you, babe? Then we have Thief, Connor, and Saint. So I actually haven't read the whole series yet, but now I can. Okay, so that's all the books I'm showing you in today's haul. So that was part 2 of the biggest birthday haul ever. Bitch, can you believe that we're doing a part 3? I've got to do a part 3. Also, before leaving, I want to let you guys know that I've got new merch, baby. So if you're interested in any of these bad boys, there's a mug, a sticker, and a t-shirt, and more is coming soon. The link will be down below. Thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.